We are going to solve a system of linear equations using the function linSolve in our TI-Nspire. Now for this command or function, we do not need to graph. So we are going to use our calculate part of our scratchpad, or you could add a calculate page into a document. There are no difference in the steps that we will take, but for this video I'm going to stick to the calculate part in my scratchpad. So I select my calculate page in here in our scratchpad. And what I have to do is now select menu for me to see my options. Once that I do this, I notice that my option 3 in my menu says algebra, so that's what we're going to check. And then in our second menu, you will notice that the second option says solve system of linear equations. Simple as that. So we are going to select number 2. Now the screen that you are seeing right now, it asks you first the number of equations that you have. Now most of our linear systems have only 2 equations. That's what the 2 means. If you have more than 2, if you have 3 equations, that will be what you will put here, 3, etc. Then you will have to define what are the variables that you're going to use. In our case, we are going to use the variables x and y. Now don't forget separated by a comma. You can use any variable that you wish, as long as you list them right here. Don't forget separated by a comma, as many variables as you have. So now for our purposes, we are just going to stick to 2 variables and the variables x and y in 2 equations. So we are going to put OK. And now the linSolve command appears in our screen. You will notice that you have these 2 spaces that look almost like a fraction, but it's not. What this is the space where you are going to put your 2 equations. So I'm going to start with my first example. We are going to use 3x plus 4y equals 17. Now notice how my equation is in standard form. It does not matter which is the format of your equation. It can be standard, it can be point slope, it can be slope intercept. It does not matter. Now, all that I'm going to do now is click right here to go to the second space where I'm going to put my second equation. For my second equation, I have negative 2y equals 5x plus 2. Now, what you see right here is the 2 variables that we are using, x and y. And what this means is the order in which the answer will be given to you. So once that you already put both of your equations, you just press enter. And what you see right here is negative 3, 13 over 2. This is my solution. Now the first one is going to be x. My second one is going to be y. Now I want to do this again. Obviously this system has 1 solution, but I want you to see what's going to happen in the other 2 cases. So we're going to go menu again, number 3 algebra, and then number 2 solve system of linear equations. Again, 2 equations, variables x and y separated by a comma. Okay, and the 2 equations that I'm going to have now is x plus 2y equals negative 6. My second equation, 4x plus 8y equals 10. There's my 2 equations. Again, they don't need to be solved for y or in slope intercept form. And again, x, y, that defines our variable. So we put enter. And this is a system with no solutions. When this happens, the Nspire calculator will actually tell you no solution find. I want to do one more example. So we're going to go with this again. Menu, algebra, solve system of linear equations. 2 equations, variables x and y. And now I'm going to use y equals negative 4x minus 3. And my second equation is going to be negative 3y equals 12x plus 9. And we press enter. Now, this is really particular what you're seeing on your screen right now. Every time that you see C1, a lot of the times it's next to a fraction, a lot of the times it is involved into an operation of fractions, and so many times it's just by itself. What this means is that your system has an infinite amount of solutions. So every time you see C1, that's what that means. So this is infinite solution. If you have no solutions, that's exactly what you will see in your screen. And if you have one solution, you will actually see the values of your x and y.